Do not try to outsource everything to AI. Use it as your assistant. Think of it as an intern. You're probably not going to give an intern a very important strategic task out of the gate, right? You just hired this intern. Hey, why don't you create a very important financial report to me? Well, see how that's going to work. Same idea is with AI. Treat it with caution. Check the result. Ensure that it gives you a sufficient quality. In the early days, about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, when we just started using ChatGPT, you know how much misconception, data handling we were getting from ChatGPT it was great that we had this first faulty experience with ChatGPT because it taught us to be very cautious.
Welcome to the Marketing Boost Solutions Podcast, the #1 source for proven solutions to all your marketing challenges.
What if a medium-sized business could harness the power of artificial intelligence without massive budgets, complicated technical teams, or years of trial and error? Today's guest, Ivan Vislavskiy, CEO and co-founder of Comrade Digital Marketing Agency, has been doing just that, helping companies implement practical AI-powered solutions that improve efficiency, decision-making, and customer engagement in the real world. Ivan, welcome to the show.
Hi, Marco. Thank you so much for having me. What an intro.
My pleasure. This was a short one. Sometimes I go deep into way too long an introduction, so I thought, let me get right into the.
Let's not lose them.
Yeah, let me get right into the nitty gritty here with Comrade Digital Marketing Agency. Tell us about your story. I understand you're from Russia, but you operate. So tell us about how you got going in this industry, a little bit of an elevator pitch on your background.
Sure thing. So I guess I always grew up with aspiration of owning my own business. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I don't know, read some books, wanted the freedom that entrepreneurs had. Also wrote some early books when I was a child. About business, believe it or not. In my books, I always sort of view myself as a president, as the owner of something big, something exciting. Always was inspired by big American dream, as you rightfully pointed out. I migrated from Russia when I was 19 in pursuit of that big American dream. There was a lot of exciting things, shiny objects that I was going for. At about age of 22, I finally started my business. It was, more of a hobby back in the day. I worked at a few other marketing agencies, getting as much knowledge as possible, while also working on few side projects on the side. Always trying to deliver exceptional quality, really good product. Started to get, more and more projects recommended to me. Word sort of grew, and little by little, I grew this from just be myself and my business partner into what we currently have. We're getting close to 100 people agency with 3 offices in the U.S.
Wow, that's great. And what a story. Tell me, do you recall what were those books that influenced your early mindset for wanting to be an entrepreneur?
Not as much as books, but I remember vividly one movie that stands out, which was Home Alone. It wasn't really about, oh, actually, there was another movie. It wasn't really about entrepreneurial life, but it was about that big American dream. Kevin living in an amazing house, defending himself, having an opportunity to buy things for himself, really cool things. That gigantic house, which was really nicely dressed up for the Christmas, like that really inspired me. And then on the entrepreneurial side, I really remember watching Family Guy. I think it was a movie with Nicolas Cage, where he was a very successful Manhattan hero, financial. I think he was in finances. They had a gigantic business. And then one day he wakes up in the bed of a woman who has 2 children, couple dogs and pets and so on. And he no longer has that business. He's almost broke. He's in average middle class family, and so there's a clash of, well, I built this up for myself. I know I'm a, with big ego, I know I can accomplish this, but now I'm stuck in this family. What am I doing
Yeah.
here? Um, Excellent movie. I might be mistaken on the name of a movie. I think it was called Family Guy or
I
Family.
remember the movie. I don't remember the name, but I remember
Yeah.
which one you're talking about a little bit. Yeah, where it's
Mhm.
back and forth between the him being the family guy with the kids and
Yep.
everything versus the opportunity of going back to Manhattan or something like that.
I
So cool.
rewatch it every few years. It's still
That's
an
cool.
inspirational story for me. Like, look, it's all great to grow your business, but do not forget why you're doing this. You're doing this
Mhm.
for your family, for what you're leaving behind.
Right. Yeah, because it is more than just the money. It is more than just the big office and so on. It's how can you balance success with family, loved ones, pets, you name it.
Exactly.
Um, so let's start there with now that you've been in business, 3 offices around the country. Again, congratulations for a successful agency, which is not easy. Um, with what's one of the biggest misconceptions small businesses have with AI, which is today one of your expertises?
For sure. Well, first of all, a lot of the small businesses that start using AI. Well, let's break it down. I've just been to a really cool conference by HubSpot, and I think the stats were about 30% of businesses are already on it, already implementing AI within their business. 30% have tried so, but were not successful, and another third is just sitting on the sidelines and have not done anything about it. So the biggest misconception that I see, trying to outsource everything to AI and thinking that AI is going to do everything for you. Well, that never works. Practically in the marketing world, AI should be treated as an assistant, not as a doer or not as a who that can complete the task from A to Z. Like, that's not going to happen. We've seen some prospects come to us and asking us to bail them out because they wrote so much content using ChatGPT, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't give them anything. Like, my business is not generating any leads. Help me, please. When we look at the blog post or whatever the content ChatGPT wrote, it's just very generic. It's like no personalization whatsoever. I read this content and I don't see any value in this content. So that's, I guess, the first misconception. Second misconception: there are things AI is really great at, and there's things that AI is still pretty generic and still not truly developed yet, at least yet, right? We're sort of in this exponential growth of AI. The things that AI was not able to do a year ago, now you can easily do, currently do. And then it could be a few months for the things that currently AI is, so with. In a few months, it could be really, really good with. But even I myself, like, whenever I have a challenge that I need to solve, I would go to AI. I usually use 3 AI systems or LLM systems at the same time, and I try to solve it. And not every single time I have a success. Sometimes I have to, see what I can come up with. I can then take it, to my team, and I can continually build it on top of it. Um,
Hold that
what
thought.
else?
Hold that thought. I
Yep.
got more questions for you, Ivan, on the 3 types of, how you take a question, how you take a situation and put it into 3 different AIs looking for helpful responses. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's time to wow, surprise, and impress your clients with the most powerful customer draw card available anywhere. The Marketing Boost Solutions Show is brought to you by Marketing Boost, where you can get valuable travel and restaurant incentives to drive your leads from prospects to paying customers. Now you can offer complimentary hotel stays in over 130 destinations worldwide. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com and try it for free right now.
You just heard from our main sponsor, marketingboost.com. As you can see behind me, Marketing Boost provides you with complimentary hotel stays in exotic destinations around the world. rewards, perks, and incentives you can use to enhance whatever your call to action is. Need more people to show up for your webinars? Offer a complimentary hotel stay for those that stay till the end. Looking for live events and want people to show up? Offer door prizes when they're coming to your event and so forth. Need people to show up for your Zoom calls, for your sales staff, etc.? Reward them with a restaurant savings voucher for showing up on time. We provide you with all kinds of ideas on how to use these powerful incentives for whatever your call to action is. So we're back here live with Ivan, and we're talking about AI for small businesses. One thing that just intrigued me a moment ago is, using 3 different AI platforms to present the same challenge or same issue that you're trying to solve. And I guess, which is not something I do, I kind of like that idea. So you're putting the 2 or 3 AIs against each other to see who's got the best idea or ideas from one. It's kind of like having a team of experts around you with AI in order to see what are the responses, what are the replies, and maybe take a piece from this one, a piece from that one, and then you said you bring it to your team and discuss it again. So tell us that process that maybe some of us could start using with multiple AI platforms for solutions.
Absolutely. Well, you practically already described that, but I'm going to go into a detail. So first of all, I have let's start from the beginning, right? Let's say we have a challenge that we need to solve. So first of all, I have to figure out what that resolution looks like. I have to figure out in what format the resolution is going to be satisfactory for me and for my team. It could be a simple answer. It could be hypotheses. It could be a content. It could be imagery. It could be a document, whatever that might be. And then I decide what criteria would actually satisfy my result. And the next very important thing is prompt building. I'm sure you already heard of it, but AI is going to give you answer based on how good your prompt is. If your prompt is very generic, AI might have a completely different interpretation from what you're trying to tell it. So always make sure you explain it and you give it as much context as possible. If your LLM is not trained yet on various stats, various data, on who you are, what your company is, who your clients are, what sort of problems or services you're trying to, you're serving, then you have to provide this information in the prompt. For instance, I am so-and-so, my business does so-and-so, I am working on this particular challenge, and this is for this type of customer that have this type of experience and this type of challenges. What I need to come up with is X in Y format, and it has to be, let's say, told in an authoritative voice or a specific voice, et cetera, et cetera. And then at the end of the prompt, I would always include, do you have any questions for me, or ask clarifying questions. And then AI would usually come back and say, oh yeah, I actually have question A, question B, question C. Can you clarify a few things for me? You would clarify it, and your response that AI will give you would be that much better.
Now, is there free versions of AI that can do all this, or should anybody on the fence here say step up and pay for your AI's accounts so you can get the pro versions?
For sure. Yeah, I would. AI is the ROI on AI assistant is not even debatable. ChatGPT is what, $20 a month today.
Right.
The amount of time, the amount of savings it can bring to you is just unbelievable. And you don't have to only use it for your professional life. You can also use it for your personal life.
Yeah,
I do it all the
once
time.
you start using it, you're hooked, and you start using it for like everything. I get it. One of the things I did with one of my platforms is and I didn't have prompt training. I just realized I need to train my AI, right? I need to train my account. So I mean, I uploaded my terms and conditions to the platform. I uploaded all the FAQs. I uploaded past email sequences, the stuff that we've done to educate the system about my business. And then I could start the way I visualized or figured it would work. I need to educate it about everything I can about my business, and then start asking questions with as much detail as possible, as you're saying. So I would imagine that's, uh, is that part of the right way to do it? I mean, it's kind of worked for me.
Marco, you were spot on, especially when you mention terms and conditions and privacy policy. That's the thing that a normal regular user don't think about. But actually, when LLM is looking for, let's say ChatGPT is looking for information to provide an answer to, to whoever is researching, it first scans files such as terms and condition and privacy policy, because usually that's where you have the majority of your very boring stuff broken down into a very specific, detailed answers, like how much is my product, what's included in my product, you say, et cetera, et cetera. So
I'll give you more for those listening. For example, I had a library of, and I'm talking about Marketing Boost, obviously. So I had a library of testimonials and hour-long webinars where I had success stories of my clients of mine telling others how they used Marketing Boost to succeed, to generate this and do that. And I uploaded the transcripts of all of these webinars to the system so that it would have real history of how other clients have used our incentives to be successful. And then when I asked ChatGPT, when I asked the platform, hey, what would you suggest somebody as a plumber, how would they might use these incentives? I've got a client who's a real estate agent. How might they use these incentives? But now they have a library of content that I loaded up. So they're not just pulling it out of thin air. They're kind of going, it's going to the history of different vendors. I mean, of different success stories and coming up with new ideas. So.
Exactly. The more information you fit to it, the more sort of success stories and additional information it's going to have, the more experienced and trained it's going to be. And I would also go into asking, let's say if you use ChatGPT to train it, I would also ask, hey, describe to me in the third person way, how do you see myself? Like what do you know about me? And what some of the gaps you have? Like what additional information do you need to complete the picture? So always have this dialogue with an AI. Treat it as your assistant. Think of it as an intern. For instance, if you in the old days you would hire an intern, you would bring them over, you would sit them next to you or her next to you. You would then give him or her all the information you have on yourself, on your processes, and your company, blah blah blah, and then you ask, hey, what questions do you have for me? Is this clear? Everything I dumped on you, is that like clear enough for you or no?
Yeah, makes sense. Let me ask you, I've read and heard that you need to treat your AI, your chat account or ChatGPT account or others as professional as well. You need to say thank you and please and what have you. Does that matter if you don't?
100%. I tell you why. AI systems, LLM systems, they adapt to your voice and to your tone. So if you've been rough with them, it's going to be giving you answers in the same sort of manner, in the same way. But if you've been polite with it, then it's going to be polite with you as well. That's first reason. And second reason, when AI is going to take over the world, it may be a reason why you'll be left alive.
You might want to be considered one of the good guys. Huh?
Ivan has always been polite, or Marco is always polite with me, so we're gonna let him leave for a little bit.
We won't. He won't be first on the list to
exactly
shut down his power, his internet, and his
exactly
water to his home, and so.
Yeah.
Oh Lordy,
Marco, can I add something else to your original question? What are the misconceptions about AI? Another really important misconception is there's AI and there's automation. And I think people confuse AI and automation. What we really need as professionals, as business owners, as entrepreneurs, automate as many processes as we can. But we've been confused lately because we hear AI all over the place. And we think that AI equals automation, and it is not so. There's a concept that we build AI agents to do a certain step of the work. Let's say to particularly do a very specific research. And that AI agent would, just like any team member, any employee, would follow a procedure, a workflow, right? There might be 10 steps. Let's say start here, search for so-and-so information. Let's say we need to build, to be very practical, let's say we need to build a list of prospects for us to go after, right? This AI agent would have a prescribed list of steps. One step might be go to a resource such as LinkedIn, then apply certain criteria such as X, Y, and Z, then build a list of those individuals, then analyze those individuals, scrape their names, phone numbers, emails from this database, output them in a specific format, let's say in the Google Sheet or an Excel spreadsheet, and then give it to me in a specific format. So let's say there are 10 steps. Only one step of those 10 might be interfering with, or actually working with AI. The rest is a pure automation. But we've been trained to think that we have to use AI in everything to achieve that effectiveness and efficiency within our production processes or within our processes overall. That's not the case. Always think about, how can I automate what I do? Don't think about AI systems as much, but think about automation.
So speaking of that, let's take a break and hear from our sponsor. We'll be right back. I've got more questions for Ivan on the difference between automation and AI and a whole lot more. Don't go away.
Is your business on autopilot yet? Do you have automation in place to capture, nurture, and convert prospects into clients via email, SMS, ringless voicemails, appointment setting? Get all the inbound and outbound marketing tools in one place. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com for more on automating your business so you can make money while you sleep.
You just heard from automationbooster.com. Folks, if you're in business, as we're talking about right now, and you're not using automation effectively, you might want to check out automationbooster.com. I've been in internet marketing since 1996. I've never seen a platform that is so robust, so affordable, that it helps you set up all of your inbound and outbound marketing, including automation, for email, texting, voicemail broadcasting, your funnel builder, etc. And we include about 100 different templates with ideas on how to use Marketing Boost incentives with your industry, your niche, and helping you with your calls to action, including our powerful incentives. So check out automationbooster.com. You get a free version of that with the annual plan of Marketing Boost. So something to consider if you're a Marketing Boost member. The annual plan gets you a free version of Automation Booster with a library of templates and a whole lot more. All right, we're back here with Ivan talking about AI, talking about automation. Where do you think smaller businesses might actually have an edge on larger size companies with AI, or is that a misconception as well?
No, I think it's definitely achievable. The thing with large companies, there are a lot of bureaucracy that's happening behind the scenes, right? Like if you're planning on improving your process, you have to go through the loops of C-suite, then other leadership levels, and so on. And by the time you get to the bottom, you actually implement it, then you have to show the results, back at that same level and until it gets to a C level. It might take months. We've seen some companies, simple idea, they'll sit on it for months to implement. Whereas smaller companies are a lot more nimble, a lot more flexible, and you can build pretty much on the go, on the spot. We've just built a really exciting tool called AI Grader, which basically allows any company to see how LLM systems such as ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini view this company and what keywords they actually show up for and which keywords they're not showing up for. And it only took us 2 weeks to build an MVP and then 2 weeks to refine it. because we're really hands-on and we're really building it on the go. We have various meetings, and we're really dedicated to it. Larger company, it may take them 6 months, maybe a year to build something like that, because there's so much happening, so many
So many
approvals,
approval
feedback
processes and
levels, yeah,
managers
and
that got
so
to
on.
sign off on it, and yeah,
So I
different
think we're
IT teams.
right, exactly. I think we're finally getting this advantage. There's this edge, as you mentioned, as small, SMBs, and we can finally beat larger companies at their own game, and we can come up with a lot of innovation. We can come up with new ideas. We can build on them. So it's really exciting.
Ivan, back to the on the subject of prompt building. How complex is it? I mean, is there a course that people should take on prompt building, or is it, what do you suggest there? How complex is it to get it right?
Yeah, our team definitely watched a few YouTube videos where there were a lot of hypotheses, a lot of tests. And YouTube video would basically consist of one individual sitting there and trying 10 different prompts and getting different results and explaining why you get this result versus this result and so on. And there are different edge cases too, right? Like you need to use this prompt for this particular scenario or this prompt for that scenario. So I would certainly advise you to just go on YouTube and just literally searching, prompt. It's called prompt engineering. So AI prompt engineering. And there are a lot of very helpful videos. But you can also test it. You can also experiment with it. You can see what you're going to get out of it. But always put yourself in the shoes of AI and treat AI as just another, like treat them as an intern, like I mentioned previously. What kind of questions would the intern ask you? What kind of information do you need to fit to an intern? What are the misconceptions? What are the potential challenges that the intern might go through? So that if you do just follow that process, I think you'll be okay.
You mentioned at the beginning that you reach out to, or you use like 3 different AI platforms that you challenge with prompts and questions. What are the easiest AI tools a business owner can start with if they want to see results quickly in marketing or customer engagement? I mean, which 3 do you recommend, or are there other tools?
Yeah, there are a lot of AI tools today. Fun fact, there are actually 17,000 companies worldwide that are associated with AI one way or the other. 12,000 of those companies are within the US. So
12,000 US companies?
yes, not all of them are similar to ChatGPT. They have different purposes, obviously. But even AI or LLM systems, there are hundreds of them. I'm just gonna give you my personal choice. I use ChatGPT, I use Claude, and I use Gemini, Google's Gemini, and I use them for different reasons. For instance, for anything related to building presentations or building prototypes or thinking through some of the idea for maybe a product that we're working on, I would use Claude. Claude has Claude code component. So you can build a code component right there on the spot. It can give you like a very easy, very quick mock-up of your idea. It can experiment. It can provide ideas, suggest ideas, and so on. ChatGPT is not there yet, but I use ChatGPT a lot for my content writing assignments. I usually contribute a lot of content to our own blog, to guest blogs, and so on. So I would use ChatGPT a lot. In my opinion, it writes better than Claude. And then Gemini is exceptional when I need to do a research. It does a really good deep dive, deep research. It takes a lot of time for a deep research. And I like that for finding stats, finding various data points and so on, and connecting the dots. And sometimes what I do, I would run one task on all 3 LLMs at the same time. And then I would cross-reference it. I would
I'm
copy
lost there.
information.
Can you give me that LLM? What was that again?
Yeah, it's LLM. Basically, LLM is what defines a large language model. So that's basically any AI system is a LLM. So
Oh, got it. Got it.
ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they're all LLMs. So what I would do, I would copy a result from ChatGPT and I would paste it in Claude and I'd say, learn from this and identify what you can copy or how you can improve your information based on the result from this other LLM. And I would do the same with Gemini. And then it would be a cross-pollination of ideas from 3 different systems.
So if if a small company only had a couple of $100 a month to invest in AI, obviously you gave us an idea of going, having ChatGPT, Cloud, and Gemini compete with each other, so to speak, or using them in different strategic uses like you do, as in Gemini for research, Cloud for code writing, and ChatGPT for content. But outside of that, what is there another tool or thing you'd recommend that a small business should consider investing in?
Yeah, N8N is a great automation tool, an automation system that lets you build really easy workflows. It's user friendly. You don't really need to know the code, but you can automate a lot of processes using this tool. There's another tool called agent.ai that also lets you build various AI agents that do a very specific task. Agent.ai has a marketplace of already pre-built public agents, AI agents that you can use for your own purpose. When you register, you can even clone them, and you can actually see the actual workflow of each of the agents. So you don't need to reverse engineer it, and you can use it for your own purpose, which is really great.
That's cool. Thank you for that, Ivan. Just chatted those down.
And agent.ai is free, by the way, so
Oh, wow.
doesn't
Okay.
cost you anything.
I like that. What mistakes should we try to avoid? What mistakes do you see businesses make when they first start experimenting with AI? So how do you not go down the wrong path right out of the gate?
Yeah, like I mentioned previously, do not try to outsource everything to AI. Use it as your assistant. Think of it as an intern. You're probably not going to give an intern a very important strategic task out of the gate, right? You just hired this intern. Hey, why don't you create a very important financial report for me? Well, see how that's going to work.
Yeah.
Same idea is with AI. Like, treat it with caution. Check the result. Ensure that it gives you a sufficient quality. In the early days, about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago, when we just started using ChatGPT, you know how much misconception, data handling we were getting from ChatGPT was. It was great that we had this first faulty experience with ChatGPT, because it taught us to be very cautious. Also, don't try to use AI for everything from the get-go. Figure out what are the most common processes that you can automate or you can use AI for, and start with one. Figure out what the success criteria might look like, and ensure that AI can actually do it, or automation can do it 80% of the way. If it does it 80% of the way, it's worth working on and experimenting with moving forward. If it's not, you might have a wrong approach, or you may need to, maybe AI is not able to do it at this point. Maybe it's not there, or maybe you haven't given it enough education, enough training, to your point, right?
Yeah.
So always experiment, but start with one thing, ensure it does it really, really well. Then you can even build AI agent so that it can continually follow the same process and do the same thing over and over and over again, and only then switch to another item. And just be curious. Like, that would be my other suggestion. Like, be open, try new things, test new systems, new LLM items or systems. If you haven't tried Claude, definitely give it a try. you'll find it amazing for some of the other applications that ChatGPT is not good for.
Cool. Got to do that. Folks, I'm excited to tell you about a new service that we're launching. I've been talking about it for a while in a few previous podcasts. We're very close to being live outside of the beta product, and that's trustbyreviews.com. Trustbyreviews.com. You know, Marketing Boost was built originally. The idea came when on one of our travel sites, we needed more video testimonials and we couldn't get hardly anybody to ever give us one. And we can only dream of if we only had hundreds of video reviews with people bragging about the hotels that we marketed, well, we'd probably, sell a whole lot more. So we came up with an idea to survey our clients and ask them their opinion of the hotel while they were still there. And if they gave us a 4 or 5 star feedback, we'd then ask them to go the extra mile of filming a video review of the hotel they were staying at, brag about the hotel brand and ours, and we'd give them, guess what? An incentive, which is what became Marketing Boost eventually. Well, today, Trust by Reviews, what we've built now is a tool for you to help you generate a constant flow of written reviews, video reviews, and for your client, one happy client, to help push those reviews on multiple third-party review sites with a couple of clicks. So if you got a happy client, they could push that review to Google, to Facebook, to Trustpilot, to SiteJabber, to Shopper Approved, and many others, whether it be you name it, they're out there. So the whole idea is we help you generate a constant flow of reviews and push those to third-party review sites. And guess what? If they're not happy with you, give you a 1 or 2 stars, then we give you a 72-hour mediation window to work with that client, try to solve the problem before that review goes live. And if they never respond, we'll consider it a fake review and never publish it. So we help you manage your online reputation and solicit a constant flow of new reviews. So you're going to want to stay tuned for trustbyreviews.com coming any day now. All right, we're back here with Ivan talking about AI, talking about automation. Looking to the future, where do you see AI taking digital marketing in the next 2 to 3 years?
It's definitely going to transform. It already is transforming digital marketing specifically in that sense. User behavior changes pretty rapidly. If you needed a service back in the day, you would use Google. Now we find that more and more prospects go to ChatGPT and a few other things, we see that it's going to continually transform the way how users search for information, how they find companies that can potentially help them solve a specific issue, and so on. So I think we have to, as marketers, we have to focus as much as possible on adapting our thinking and our marketing techniques to rapidly changing user behavior and user needs. Also, I think we have to be a lot more creative, because what AI does, it creates a lot of generic stuff, and we see that internet is already getting flooded with all the content, all the imagery, and so on that's been generated with the help of AI systems, LLM systems such as ChatGPT, and it's just not really valuable content. So I think it's us marketers that have to stand up to it and say, look, let's personalize it. Let's make it as valuable as possible. Let's make sure it actually explains really well what is that you do and why someone should choose you over someone else.
Well, let me ask you this question, because it's been I am one that continues to use and do more searches right within ChatGPT and what have you versus Google like we used to. So that's got to be affecting the bottom line for Google search, for Google advertisers. People are searching on, and then you're depending upon ChatGPT to find you the results, and that eliminates the ads for the Google or Yahoo or Bing or what have you. Do you visualize that ChatGPTs or what have you will eventually start promoting paid links inside of the different AI platforms? I mean, it's got to be hurting the bottom line of Google, even with Gemini and others that are giving you results without a paid ad.
Yeah, there. It's an open knowledge, but OpenAI, the owner of ChatGPT and Claude, they're already experimenting and they're trying to figure out the monetization model behind ads. So in specific shape or form, it will happen. We just don't know how, but there will be a marketplace for it, and I assume marketers and businesses would have to start bidding for a position within those LLM systems.
In the meantime, your SEO better be better and better and better, because you need the AI platforms to find you, and they're going to be digging for real good content in order to pull you up.
Exactly. And the SEO is 75 to 80% foundation of being foundable on those LLM systems. There's additional 20%, but if you're not visible on Google on the SEO, you're not going to be visible on the LLM systems. Like there's no way. So it's very important. We already see that 31% of the blog posts that used to be visited through Google are having 0 clicks right now. So it's rapidly shifting. But what was interesting to see, the ad performance is not yet significantly down. So that suggests to us that there's still big user base that are going to continually use Google. And we contributed to the fact that there's so many Android devices. I'm an Apple user, but there are a lot of them that use Android phones, computers and so on. And they're going to continually use Google interface infrastructure. So I think Google is still going to be relevant. And it's a little too early to say let's say in the next 35 years. But there's definitely going to be a heated competition.
Cool. If
you have to be everywhere.
Happen to be on YouTube or Rumble, I'm showing Ivan's website. What do you want to tell us about the site here, the services you provide? Who do you help with your agency?
Yeah, so this is my personal website. I'm a founder of our website, which is the next link. The national. Yep. So this is our agency website. So we help local service businesses with digital marketing solutions. We are that marketing partner that not does one service, let's say paid search or website design or an SEO. We help you with the entire umbrella of services. We help you show up in the places where your prospects are searching for. So we will make sure that you have the proper SEO foundation. We'll make sure that you have the proper website with all the proper calls to action that it converts and so on. We make sure that all the ads that we launch are capturing attention. We make sure that you're going to show up on the LLM systems, ChatGPT and so on. Like it is all very, very important. Cool. What I guess separates us from other marketing agencies, we're truly ROI focused, meaning that we're transparent. And if you invest money in marketing with us, we're going to show you how much or what is the ROI of that marketing investment. And our goal, usually when we work with our clients, is to generate at least 4x return on investment on every marketing dollar that they invest with us. But most of our clients see ROI of 10x, 12x, 15x, and it goes up from there when they work with us for a long time.
Sweet. What kind of who's your real target client, doing about how much of annual revenue a year before coming on board with you? Or does it matter?
Yeah, so industries specifically, we're really good. We focus on legal, contractor/home services, and healthcare. Those are our biggest industries that we service. Mm-hmm. And size-wise, probably anyone with $1 million, maybe $1.5 million in revenue. Whoever is focused on the business growth. It's not the individual that's doing the job with no crew. We're probably a little too large for them, because our packages range between $4,000 to maybe $6,000 per month, and there's a lot of value packed into our packages. But it's not for everyone, so you have to be big enough to afford that. Our
Right,
packages.
right. Okay. Well, that's affordable if you ask me. For a listener who out there who feels, I mean, this business of online marketing can feel really quite overwhelming. What's one of the first small steps they should take tomorrow to start implementing AI effectively?
Step zero, I would find a reputable agency such as ours, and I would outsource it to them completely, because it would take you years and years and years to figure it out all by yourself, and probably a lot more money that you're going to invest in a really good agency. I'm not saying that we're the best, but look within your space, within your industry. Who is the best? Who is everyone talking about? If you don't have the budget to afford the marketing agency, what I would focus on first and foremost, low hanging fruits, are, to your point, reputation. I think reputation is going to become extremely important aspect of promotion of any business. Number two, I would definitely, if you're a local service provider or local business and you service local customers, I would focus on Google Maps first and foremost. It's a lot easier to achieve results there. It's a lot less expensive. It's a low hanging fruit that I would go for. And the way to achieve it is generate as many Google reviews as you can, really good reviews. So maybe use Marco's system for that. Or
Trustbyreviews.com coming soon.
exactly, or figure out your own system. But the more reviews, good reviews you have, the more probability you're going to have that you're going to show up on the app map pack.
The map pack. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you search for, let's say,
And find your business shows up within,
yep,
it's for
and
in
within
the
the
map
map.
area.
Yep,
Yeah. And the
yep.
third thing, I thought you said you had a third thing to focus on.
Oh yeah, I have plenty more. Next, next, definitely stay laser focused in one lane. Like, become a specialist, become a brain surgeon, if you will, right? And generate as much thought leadership content as you can around this topic. Explain what is that makes you the best brain surgeon.
Right.
Write bunch of topic on how do you do it. Be open with your pricing models. How much do you charge? What are the alternatives to what you do? Who are the best customers? Show the use cases, the case studies, the results, and so on. FAQs, and then start going to various. If you can't start your own podcast, start going to various other guest podcasts as an expert, as a thought leader, and explain to your audience what is that you do really, really well and why they should hire you.
It's a good point. I started doing that a couple of years ago and have been a guest on hundreds of third-party podcasts as well. It's a great way to help tell your story without spending a lot of money or any money on getting some exposure, SEO content, and so on. Folks, Ivan, before we wrap it up, do you have any final resources you want to push people to or suggest? We have in the show notes links for people to reach out to you at ivanvislavskiy.com or comradeweb.com. They're in the show notes below. But do you have anything else you'd like to add here before we wrap it up?
Yeah, definitely check out agent.ai. As I mentioned, it's a free tool, really cool tool. And 8N is also a really cool workflow builder for processes automation, which I think you should definitely check out. What else? What comes to mind? If you're looking for a reliable CRM system, I would suggest HubSpot. We use it. A lot of our clients use it. It's a great tool. Oh, and our AI grader, which is an amazing tool for you to see how well you show up on LLMs. I can send the link. It's not going to be an easy one to mention here in the show, but I'll send the link. It's going to be a powerful link for you to see how well you show up.
Cool. Do that, and we'll put that in the show notes as well. Really quick, folks, if you haven't already joined our Marketing Boost Facebook group, it's free to join. We're a community of over 33,000 entrepreneurs where we publish here and promote the podcast, and we're here to help you, show you tools, business ideas to grow your business with and without incentives. We're a community helping each other and guiding each other on how to grow and build your business, and of course, how to do that with the use of Marketing Boost incentives as well. Let me get back to not sharing. Great. If you like the content we brought you today, folks, I'd really appreciate you sharing that with somebody else. Grab this link and share it with another entrepreneur who might be looking to learn how to improve his use of artificial intelligence. If you like the content, again, like, and don't forget to subscribe. So like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Marketing Boost Solutions podcast. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. Have a great afternoon. Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Boost Solutions podcast with your hosts, Captain Marco Torres. Now it's on you. Take the next step now. Go to marketingboostsolutions.com for more on how you can wow, delight, and surprise your clients with the most amazing draw card on the planet. So stay thirsty, my friends. Stay thirsty for knowledge. See you next time.